job they're doing all around. So school looks wonderful. Thank you so much, and thank you for having us tonight. That brings us to our item 11, Superintendent's Report, and I will turn it over to Dr. Hefner.
Thank you, Mr. Gant, members of the board. You've already made mention of one of the most heartwarming events we've had in the past several days at Seven Oaks Elementary School yesterday, a huge crowd, and it was very heartwarming to see so many of our former principals there return, a former superintendent, as well as so many, and especially because of the number of teachers who returned, along with many former students. And I was very touched by how Seven Oaks told its wonderful story, and as Ms. Bumgardner mentioned a little while ago, it's such a wonderful story to tell, and they tell it so very well. So that was one wonderful thing that has occurred recently. And then in my board brief to you, I gave you one bit of misinformation. I told you that we had 19 National Merit Scholars. I actually learned we have 20. I only found that out today. But that one student that had been credited to one of the governor's schools has returned back to us. And so now we get credit. So we have 19. And a couple of things I would want to point out. Our scores are above the national average as a district. We are, and in addition to that, we have the highest percentage of tested students in our state at 68%. And the only district that had a higher SAT average than us was Fort Mill in York County. And I would like to point out, as I have historically, we test a higher percentage of our students than they do. However, they are increasing their number of percentage tested. So I can't let that go by without acknowledging the fact that they're making inroads in that particular area. As Mr. Bounds mentioned, all of our schools have at least 4 national merits, and all of our schools, our 3 mainline traditional high schools, all had increases in their test scores from the previous year, and Spring Hill High School this was their first year to report, so there was no way they could have improved over last year. So it is a phenomenal year, and the one caution I want to throw out to all of us is this is about as good as it gets. So I'll try not to beat my chest too much about it, because next year you'll say, what about the year we had 20? We're going to work, and hopefully we'll have more than 20 next year, but it has been extraordinary for the class of 2017 that we've had such phenomenal success. All right, that concludes my remarks, and now let's go to Mr. Richardson, our Chief Finance and Operations Officer, to share with you our monthly financial reports. Mr. Richardson.
Thank you, Dr. Hefner. Members of the board, Exhibit B of your packet will have the monthly financial reports for for July and August of 2016. It's hard to believe we already have 2 months in the book under our belts, but we do. In this package, you'll see we've received total revenue through August of $10,921,092, and we've had total expenditures through August of $12,275,060. I would like to draw your attention to the first page of the expenditures, which is the third page in the packet, I believe. Let you know we got a new feature, a new exciting feature on this report. It shows on a column number 2 shows our budget adjustments. And basically what that is where schools maybe request moving funds between their accounts. You'll see these adjustments show up, excuse me, every month, pretty much. And you'll notice at the very end, though, they do total zero, so they do not increase or decrease our budget. It's just movement within various accounts within the schools, typically. I'll be glad to try to entertain any specific questions that you might have, if there are any.
Anyone have any questions? Thank you, Mr. Richardson.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Chair, that concludes the superintendent's report.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Hefner. That brings us to item number